Welcome. We are still getting used to using Zoom for a webinar. So those of you joining, I'm Renee Harris and Kerry Chamberlain is also with us. And we're going to do the little presentation here in a second.
Yeah.
I was joking with Kerry, not even joking, it's true, that I got all summer looking until I'm kind of cold, so I might be throwing the sweater on. But next week it's going to be 112 degrees. So I have to, I'm not going to complain because I will take the cooler weather because I'm going to regret that next week it's going to be really, really hot. So anyway, so we're going to be talking about skincare tips. Through the summer, your skin is different in the summer than it is in the winter. So we're going to talk about some of that. And a lot of it is just going to be Kerry and I chatting back and forth, but we are happy to have, so Kerry, it looks like I have to add people in as they join. So I'm going to have to remember to do that. But anyway, and Amy's here. Amy is I think she's one of our longest time customers. Amy Langer, you've been here forever. So that's awesome. I'm glad you came, and Barbara and Carol and everybody else. What was I saying, Kerry? Oh, I know what I was going to tell you all what to expect. We're going to be doing a little bit of chit chat back and forth. So you'll see a conversation between Kerry and I as we've researched the things and discussed what we wanted to talk about today. But we also encourage you to leave comments, and I won't always have access to the chat. I hope I can, because this is still kind of new to me. But as that happens, you are free to add comments in the chat. And then, as I was saying in the email, we are also giving away different prizes, and stay till the end for the big grand finale prize. But even throughout, we'll be giving away things. So I'm going to keep adding people in as they come. If someone wants to talk about the temperature that you have in your neck of the woods, I would love to hear it. I'd also like to know if you're in a dry seasoned area, if it's a very dry climate where you live, or if, humid, because I know we have the dry. Kerry, what about you?
We have it kind of goes in between regular and sticky.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, it's normally it's not, but sometimes like last week this earlier beginning of the week got a little sticky a couple days, but
and in Maine, Kerry's in Maine, I'm in California. And in Maine you had heat wave. Pretty much. You had hotter weather than we had here in California.
We did. Okay, so hot and dry Central California, we've got one.
Oh, Jeanette, I think I'm not Modesto area. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else, but I know Central California gets really hot too. We do up here near Redding as well. And while we're all here kind of getting set up, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I can share my screen with you all. And we were testing this out earlier. I just want to be able to still see the chat. So I'm going to, yes, I can. This is great. Okay, looks like I can. Sacramento. Oh, okay, good. I grew up near Sacramento. I was born in Woodland, so that's really close to Sacramento. Seattle. Yeah.
Okay.
In Canada. Awesome to have some. In San Diego. Oh, yeah. I was in San Diego in April. It's always beautiful in San Diego. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start. If everyone can see, can you say yes if you can see the screen that says 5 tips to your best summer skin? Good, thanks. Okay, great. I'm so happy I can see the chat this time, Kerry. And right now, I have everybody muted and cameras off, and we may bring that back on later so that we can see faces if you want to. If you're not comfortable with that, I totally understand. But we can have some questions and answers at the end. Okay, so Kerry has been with me as a customer for how long, Kerry?
Oh, I think about 8 years.
Okay, and we've only been in business for about 11 years. So, but Kerry has been, she knows our products well. She's also a functional, okay, let me get your title right. Functional medicine health coach, certified. I
Functional
forgot.
medicine certified health coach
Okay.
and national board certified health and wellness
Yes,
coach.
because she
There you
passed
go.
her big test. So yeah, and Carrie has been. So now I really feel like Carrie knows me in and out, and now she's also helping with some of our made on stuff. So every now and then you'll hear from Carrie, and other times you'll hear from me. But she has been a blessing for sure to have her come on board and help us out with this, and because she's just a crack up. Carrie, you keep me happy all day long, just whenever we chat. So I think you're all going to enjoy getting to know Carrie. And yeah, yes, congratulations, Rebecca says. I agree, Carrie.
Thank you.
All right, Carrie's in Maine, I'm in California. We do a lot of comparisons, and even as we were talking about the content that we're going to share today, she's got a lot of experience with different things, and you'll see in a minute that she's an avid gardener, and that's not something I've been very successful at or have time for as much as I would love to. And so some of the areas that she can fill in, she's going to jump in and fill in. So, all right, we're going to talk about the 5 tips to your best summer skin. Summer skin is very different from winter skin, or can be. And then we're going to also talk about you probably have seen that I've been talking up our summer fix-it kit, we call it, because this fixes your dry skin. And I know a lot of you who have been with us, because I see so many familiar names, I love that, have used or are using a lot of the products that we have in our summer skin fix-it kit. So I would love getting your input on that as we talk. Some of the products you think, oh yeah, I use that one for this. This is all about sharing tips too. So as we go into the summer skincare fix-it kit and talk about the products, I'll show you some new stuff that we have in there, and what it's used for. And then anytime you want to jump into the chat and say anything that you want, that would be great too, because you might be helping somebody else. So, okay, let's talk about the tips. First of all, let's talk about the problems, because I would love to hear if this is you. This has been me probably like my whole life, unless I'm really actively taking care of it. But the splits in the heels and the cracks are so annoying and painful. And if this is you, feel free to raise your hand in the chat. But the walking barefoot, which by the way, walking barefoot is so, Rebecca, you're funny. Walking barefoot is so good for you. It's actually really good to walk barefoot. And I don't know if those of you following us for a while, I didn't actually have him do it, but my son did a whole barefoot challenge where he walked barefoot everywhere for, I want to say 10 days straight, except some places like church. We made him wear shoes, but he just pretty much, we live in an area that's full of those goat heads, awful stuff, but he really got his feet strong. So it's really good to walk barefoot, but then you have to deal with taking care of your feet at the same time. Okay, this is Carrie's department. Carrie, how are your hands looking right now, Carrie?
Not too bad. Not too bad. I have everything's been planted for a few days, so I do have to make time to go out and bury my irrigation hoses. So, but other than that, yeah, that's.
You know the feeling. Well, and they just get really, it's the dirt, right? Is it the dirt, or does it also, and anybody else can answer this too, but is it just mostly the dirt that gets into the skin, or because it's moist dirt, I would think that it's not going to dry your skin out more unless it's because you're frequently washing your hands. So
it's the dirt, but as the gardening season goes on and you're out there and in it day after day, the dirt is really, really drying. And so it just will build up calluses. And, if I leave my rings on, I'll get calluses here too. And like the sides of my fingers will get calloused up. And it's just gotta stay on it constantly.
And I guess if you're weeding your garden, just pulling all those dry weeds could be, especially at the beginning, maybe this time of year, especially before.
And I usually always wear gardening gloves, but the dirt still gets in them.
Okay. And Marianique, is that, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but she says that she finds that gardening dries up her nails as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jeanette says that her son has eczema, so he's sensitive to lotion and sunscreen. And then she likes to garden and camp all year. So, oh, good, I got your name right. Okay. So yeah, and camping is definitely us too. So there's a lot of dirt going on in the summertime. This, if you are used to just the sun exposure and the peeling, this is me for sure if I'm not careful with getting too much sun, but that's going to dry. Also, if you aren't aware that going from a really cool air conditioned home or a restaurant or an office building, and then you walk outside here, you walk outside and it's like hitting a wall. And I know those of you in Central California and on, it's definitely like, whoa, you get hit with that heat. So going in and out will actually dry the skin quite a bit too. So that's kind of an annoying, unfortunately, it's annoying, but that's something else that dries out the skin. But for sure that dry skin from just peeling and all the trauma, it's kind of like trauma that your skin goes through in the summer. That's different from the winter. Winter, you're dealing more with like however you heat your house. If you have like central heat, that's more drying than if you burn wood in the house, and maybe you can put like a pot of water, and then that water, this moisture in the air, we have a humidifier that helps the skin, but then it's just a whole different story in the summertime. So okay, and I know Kerry is a swim coach. I love swimming too. I'm like, I could spend the whole summer in a pool if I could, but then you've got the side effects if it's a chlorine pool, but you're going to deal with that with your skin. So Kerry, I don't know how much you're in the water when you're coaching the swimming, but the kids are. So do you notice?
The kids are, yeah, the kids are. And it takes a huge toll on their skin and on their hair.
Oh yeah, the hair. Growing up, we had a little swimming pool in our backyard, and my hair would be green all summer long because I was super blonde as a kid, and it was like very blonde. So, yeah. And then let's see here. Get back up there. Okay. And yeah, the dry hair from the chlorine, the sun, the salt water is something that's you don't have as much in the winter. You're inside, so it's just definitely a different ball game with hair. And we're going to show you a little bit of that in the summer skin fix-it kit too. That we have a product for that, and some of you are already familiar with it. Do you have it, Kerry? What about you? Because you're outside a lot more in the summer, aren't you, than in the winter?
I am, and actually, no, I'm outside.
You're outside a lot.
Good, but
that's good. That's really good.
I go in the winter. I go from the swimming pool to the ski mountain. So
that's right.
I do both. Yep. But as far as the summer goes, yeah, usually when I'm outside, I've got a baseball cap on and got the hair up and tried it, but I find that, whatever is hanging out of the cap, that needs a little extra love.
Yeah.
It's getting the sun beating down on it. And yeah.
And I participated in a chat last night that the people in the room were talking about how your hair and your nails actually grow faster in the sun. They didn't have like proof of that, but a lot of people were agreeing they could tell, and that they grow faster in the summer than in the winter. So just maybe there's something about that exposure to the sun that helps your nails and your skin and your hair grow. And then this is huge. This for me, I don't travel by plane that often, but if you're going from climate to climate, it's just definitely, you notice that if you go, we used to live in Colorado, so I know that Colorado dry, and especially inside the plane. So I know, in fact, it's funny. I remember once just noticing, and maybe it's just because we sell lip balm that I would notice this, but I noticed that travelers will always have a lip balm with them of some kind of chapstick. But that's one thing that you'll notice if you sit in the airport. I sometimes there's people watch and you're like, oh, they have a lip balm. Oh, they have a chapstick. Oh, people just, that's like the one must have when traveling is lip balm, and it's just that's so drying. So anyway, I would love to hear from people if they've noticed that just from flying, or even if you're driving, but you're going from one climate to another. Leave a comment in the chat about what it's like for traveling with you. Which, by the way, when you are flying, one thing is that there's definitely they have the requirements. TSA, that's what I was trying to remember, has the requirements of how much liquid you can actually bring. Like if you have your shampoos and you have your any liquid products, that you can only have so much. So I have a whole blog post on that. If you do a search on our website for TSA requirements, there will be somewhere in there you will find the exact amount if you want to get that. And if I can get to it in a minute, I will grab it and post it in here for you. But if you're planning on travel, you kind of have to know exactly how many ounces you're allowed to take if you're going to have your carry-on baggage. If you put all your stuff under, it's fine. But one thing, and that's what's nice about the products that we have, is like your shampoo bar is a bar. So you're totally fine having that in your bag, in your cosmetic bag or whatever you have on the plane with you. And same with, your soap. You don't have to bring your pump soap. You don't have to bring your shampoo. You don't have to bring your pump lotion, because the products that we sell are solids and they don't have to count towards the TSA. So alligator skin and this is me. Alligator skin and elephant elbows. And and Jeanette and Natalie both left comments about traveling. Jeanette talked about the mountains, beach, flying, the dental office. Totally, yeah, because they're working in your mouth and it just kind of dries out your lips a lot. And then Natalie was talking about her hair getting brittle and the skin's dry because you spend a lot of time outside. Yep, totally know what you mean. The alligator skin, elephant elbows, if you haven't heard what that is, it's like this extra, you feel like your elbows are like an extra layer of dirt. Almost sometimes they look dirtier and then they feel. And for me, that alligator skin, where it basically looks like the picture on your legs, it's embarrassing when your skin can get that bad. And this is a little bit, we threw this into our Skin Fix It bag because Bug Block is just used in the summertime. So the Bug Block that we have is actually, it's a lotion. A lot of you have probably already used it, but it's definitely more nourishing. It's more of a lotion than a spray. So it does, obviously you have to apply it differently than a spray. It's not going to be quite as easy to apply or as fast, but you also don't smell like the chemicals from the DEET and so on. So, all right. So those are all of the different issues. Go ahead, Kerry.
Karen had mentioned dehydration when traveling, and one of my helpful hints for that is like, how when you're flying, you can't have any bottle with you to go through TSA or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do is I'll clip an empty water bottle to my bag, and as soon as I go through TSA, there's usually always bottle filling stations.
Yes.
Or even a water bubbler. And I don't know how many of them are still active right now, but this was like pre-COVID. And fill up the water bottle right there and just keep it going.
Yeah, definitely. Because you don't want to have to buy water once you get through the TSA. I mean, unless you want to spend $3 on a bottle of water. But yeah, I definitely do the same thing. And then it's nice because when you have to put your bag through the TSA section, and you don't want water spilling, so it has to be empty. I mean, they usually have a place where you have to empty out anything that you have that's liquid, and so carry it through, and then you could fill up on the other side. So yeah, I'm really glad that usually, I don't know, it's been in April, I don't remember if it was the airport I was at or but I think they have the water filling stations. If anybody's traveled recently, let us know, because that'd be good to know. Okay, and Marianique says, I carry an empty Contigo cup and then fill it on the other side. Take the top off and all of that. Natalie, thank you. I'm glad. Welcome to our products and our tomato on. So Rebecca, mosquitoes. Sorry, you guys. Leah and Rebecca. I know. And of course, you just never know. Sometimes it's not as bad. The whole mosquitoes aren't nearly as bad on one day, and the next day could be really bad. Some people get bit more than other people, but yeah, that's definitely not fun. All right, so we're going to now talk about some of our tips that we have for you to get your best summer skin ever. And the first one is don't sweat the sweat. So if you walk, especially those of you in humid areas, we don't really have that much of a problem here where I live in California, but you go outside, you're doing some activities, you feel like you're sweating a lot. And the first thing you want to do is come in, take a shower. And when you're in the shower, it's a habit to just soap off, just to scrub yourself off with soap. But it's also going to take that layer, the protective layer of natural oils off your skin. So you really want to actually try to keep that on. I mean, if you were to just do a quick rinse off because you feel cleaner that way and then towel dry, but just do more of a pat dry, you're fine. But as far as like doing the whole scrub every time you feel sweaty, try to avoid that because it'll help your skin layer protect you better if you don't scrub off as much, too often. On the other hand, and I have a story on this one, to exfoliate. It is good though every now and then to exfoliate your skin. And Kerry, I don't know if you have a chance to let me back up.
What?
One thing I forgot to tell you about, because Kerry, you have this, I know, saved and ready to put into the chat. We are doing a giveaway for the summer skincare bag, and we're going to be actually, it's a random, what's the word I'm looking for, Kerry? Anyway, we'll be popping up. It's going to be a random, I'm also reading my stuff at the same time. There you go. Okay.
There you go.
Okay, the giveaway link is in the chat, so anybody can enter. If you invite a friend to enter, then you also get an extra entry. If your friend wins, this is how we always do giveaways. If your friend wins, I go to whoever wins and say, were you referred by a friend? And if they tell me, oh yeah, so-and-so referred me, I go to you and say, hey, your friend won, but we're also going to send the same gift to you. So if you enter the giveaway, we love it when you share, because that's the way people find our products, is that sharing with other people. So feel free to enter at any time. You can open up another screen real quick now, but do know that we want a lot of people to enter. Today's the last day. Tomorrow we're going to pull the winner, and that's random. That's what I was trying to say. We're going to randomly pull the winner. There's a little software that does that for us. And then we will, if you want to use this for Father's Day, this is great for men too. So everything in the skincare bag is something that men would. We didn't put any perfumes. We didn't put any lip balms that have color on them. So Dad will love this too. And you're covered for Father's Day. We'll make sure that they get it in time. So anyway, I wanted to say that about the giveaway.
Yes, men are fine with orange. So we're all
good.
Orange
lip balm. It's orange scented. That's one of the new products in the store, actually in the Fix-It kit. Let me go back now to exfoliating. So that's what I was going to tell you, Kerry, if you wanted to find that link and put it in there. It's not a link, actually, it's a recipe. So exfoliating the skin, I have been really falling in love with using Chris from Joy Belee Farms. She has a really good coffee scrub. So if you do that every now and then, just to kind of get the dry skin off and dirt and so on, especially you gardeners, that's a nice something to exfoliate with. The other that I've been using lately is our pumice soap. I put one in the shower. I wasn't using it in the shower because I was afraid that if I used it on I don't want to use it on my face. I thought, well, it's going to be too strong of an exfoliant. But my daughter got married last weekend, over the weekend. So on Friday, she got married. And about a week before that, she and I went and got a spray tan, which I never would do that. But the dress I was wearing just had, just showed all my different weird tan lines that I've had from all my different, whatever I'm wearing, because I am outside a lot. And so I just thought, well, let's just go do the spray tan. And she was all for it too. But there's a whole process. So if any of you ever have an event, couple tips on that is that you want to spray tan a few days before the event and not like a whole week before, which is what I did, because what it does is it starts to kind of fade and look a little funky. The other thing you want to do is exfoliate and follow instructions on that if you ever do this. And I'm just telling you this story, not that I'm like, oh, everybody should spray tan. I'm just saying it was kind of a fun experience for this event because it's my daughter's wedding and we kind of did it as a fun thing together. But is you need to exfoliate before you go to the spray tan. So that is something that I have been using, the pumice soap that's also in the summer skincare kit. Is we have a pumice soap made from pumice from our nearby Mount Shasta. My soap maker lives up near there, and she has her own line of soaps. And so when I saw that she had that, I thought, okay, that's a great exfoliator, especially those of you who garden a lot. So now that the event is over and I want to get my skin back to being evened out, I'm using that soap in the shower every now and then, and it works great as an exfoliant.
I don't
You
think I
can also,
told you that in solidarity, I used some of the instant tanner on my legs last weekend just so I could,
oh,
be all tanned up with you.
that's great. While we're on a webinar where we can't see your legs.
That's right.
Right. Keep it that way for now, but it was great. I have to say, for the legs, I was happy because usually it's just definitely, upper body looks tan and then my super white legs. So it was really good for that. But yeah, those little spray tans, they kind of work. So I have to say that. But it's just that afterwards, after it's just a slow release of getting your skin back to looking normal again. So, but there's a recipe, and I give Chris all the credit for coming up with it. You can also use sugar. I've done a sugar scrub, and you can substitute with sugar. And the coffee smells really good. I feel like that's a good thing to do in the shower in the morning. It smells really nice. And then you can use olive oil. I had avocado oil, so I decided I'm just going to use avocado oil. In mine, I didn't even use the Castile soap. And so you don't have to you don't have to use that oil. Whatever, it feels really good though when you're done. All right, so let's go on to the next one, which is hydrate. And okay, good. Elizabeth's used avocado oil, and she's got a question about rose water. Let's get it. So that'll be the third tip, is to drink plenty of water. And so I told you earlier that Kerry has been my functional medicine coach. I won't go through your whole title, Kerry, because I can't say it right. But anyway,
That's fine. Yep, you're health
coach. She's really helped me get into shape over the past, I don't know, 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years that we've been doing this.
Yeah.
And so what we were realizing, I kind of felt like I kind of reached a point where I wasn't making progress with some of my goals. And so she asked me, well, how much water are you drinking? And when she told me how much I needed to drink and how much compared to how much I was drinking, I was so not drinking enough. So Kerry, tell us how much, give us what we should be drinking.
So as far as how much water we should all have every day, just simple math. Take your body weight, cut that in half, and you should be having that many fluid ounces per day. So say you're 160 pounds, you should be consuming 80 ounces of water a day. And Elizabeth qualifies as a raisin because she's that dehydrated.
You don't want to get to that point. And
you really don't want to get to that point, because seriously, there are a lot of issues that come up from dehydration. It can like Renee was mentioning, can affect stubborn weight loss and resistant weight. It can also affect your sleep. It can affect your heart. There's a lot of people that they think they're having heart problems, and really they're dehydrated. So, and also in addition to that equation, so for every hour of physical exercise you need an additional 8 ounces for every hour. And one of the big tips that I gave Renee when we were tackling this is first thing in the morning. Like as soon as you struggle, there you go. As soon as you get up, like get as much water into you as possible. Hit the day hydrated, start the day hydrated. One of the yeah, Leah, I see that. One of the things that I really like, and I forgot to bring it with me in the webinar here today, but I use the largest water bottles I can find. So, because what I find is that if I have a bunch of little cups kicking around, I can never keep track of how many ounces I've had. But if I have, like, I have one honkin' 48-ounce bottle, and I know that if I make it through 2 of those a day, then I'm good. that is easy to keep track of. So find whatever is easy to keep track of. I'll use, sometimes we get juice in glass bottles, and it's a 32-ounce bottle. So I'll reuse those bottles, and I'll be like, yep, even if you have to take a couple and fill them all up in the morning and line them up and go, okay, I've had one, I've had two, I've had three. Good, done. And try, the earlier in the day you can get it over with, the better, because you really want to stop drinking later in the night so that it's not keeping you awake all night. So
In fact,
there you go.
sleeping, when you're asleep, you actually get you're dehydrating when you sleep.
Yeah.
So first thing in the morning, you're already dehydrated. And so that's what I do too, is I keep a water bottle right next to my bed. So the first thing I do, in fact, a tip I have learned before is like, have your water bottle, make yourself drink it, and then look out the window towards the sun, just get that sun. And that those two things, like there's, I think his name is Sleep Doctor. He's a good one on how to get, enough water, and you need to get some of that vitamin D, or walk outside. That's even better, but at least just drink. Maybe that's just a time to just kind of enjoy it. Then yeah, because I'm thirsty.
Yeah.
And okay, Jeanette says she wakes up to drink water at night. So
yeah, and Jeanette, that's going to be something you're going to want to keep an eye on. Okay, so if you're waking up in the middle of the night thirsty, that's and you know that you've had enough water during the day. If you are waking up during the night, then that's definitely something you're going to want to follow up with your doctor on. So just so you know.
yeah. And just to make yourself drink it, because it might be tempting to, well, I'll just drink something else instead, juice. Well, that's just going to be so full of sugar and natural sugars too, that just put a lemon, just add some lemon or lime. I'm starting to just always have limes on hand, and then I'll just cut them up and stick it in the water. So much so that the kids, if they're setting the table, they'll start like having a big jug of water with the lime because they like seeing it, and then it looks like,
Okay.
So yeah, train your kids.
We're at a fancy restaurant.
Yeah, we're at a fancy restaurant. And I have them go around and serve everybody their water. And so they like to make it look good, or throw some blueberries in there, and just anything that's going to get you to drink it, just having a little bit of something to help it out. So, and then also just hydrate your skin throughout the day, the rose water. Someone was asking, that's a good question. Is there something other than rose water? I love the smell of rose water. There's got to be some type of if anybody wants to answer that, or Kerry, if you know.
You can just spritz with water, but I honestly, if you're hydrating from the inside out, would you start getting enough fluids into you, you are going to see the changes in your skin as well.
Oh, that reminds me too.
What?
One thing I remember, when I did actually get dehydrated one summer, we went to visit friends in my old hometown that I grew up in, and we went to the county fair. And I remember every time I go home, the water is so bad. It's just disgusting. And so I ended up in the hospital that night. I got so sick, and I didn't know it was dehydration. And they did all the tests. They thought I was pregnant. They thought I was, I had kids.
Just because you have 9 children, seriously.
It was none of that. It was none of that. It was that I was just dehydrated after all. Like, well, I wish I would have known that. I would have. Anyway, but just do the skin test. If you pinch your skin and it stays, you need more water. So, and I know as you age, that your skin is thinner.
I know. It's like, I'm like, I'm trying that. I don't want to do that.
It's going to go right back to normal. And I know it's kind of like, oh, great. This is going to tell, I'll look like I've got my mom's skin, but that's true.
Yeah. I've heard of that True Lemon before.
Oh, good.
That's, oh, and thanks for putting the link in there. Hydrosols, hydrosols would probably work.
I was thinking hydrosols. I didn't want to say.
I don't know what the recipe. I don't know what the recipe would be, but I feel like.
And you could buy hydrosols. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. And obviously, about sunscreen, and everybody just, you have to decide for yourself how much, if you use sunscreen, when to use sunscreen, how much. So I'll let you decide all that, because sometimes you don't want to completely, cover yourself and then never get some direct sun. But just, it's more the timing of when you're in the sun and knowing your limits, I would say. I've been doing research on this one. So they actually said that if you can go like even 2 days without, okay, that's a lot, but 2 days without showering with soap after you've been in the sun, that actually helps you to get more vitamin D. That said, though, so a lot of people don't want to do that. I do think, though,
I heard a collective ew from
ew. Or you could do something where you're just doing more of a rinse off and you use soap in the areas that didn't get exposed to the sun. You could always do that, and that probably need more soaping up anyway. But that was in another conversation I heard last night. So I thought that was interesting and wanted to share that. But I had heard that in the past about try to avoid the soap if you can, if you're concerned about vitamin D. A lot of people are so deficient in vitamin D. Kerry, I mean, just since working with you, and then I had my levels checked, I'm like, whoa. And when you buy it,
California.
I know you would think, but
we all are usually pretty low.
Yeah, it's super,
surprisingly
super
enough.
common. And when you buy it from even your nutrition store, it's actually a small amount. So sometimes you're not even getting enough. So that's definitely something to talk to a doctor or someone like Kerry who could refer you to a doctor. But if a functional medicine doctor, if you get all your levels tested, which is something that they do, then they can give you more specifics on how much. But you just so you know, you're probably deficient in it. And then the beauty sleep. So as I said earlier, that sleeping actually dehydrates your skin. So definitely another reason, and probably of all the tips, I would say drinking more water is like the first and most important one. So, but just getting your sleep, which is a little bit harder when I know for me, I'm like, I am awake at 4:30 or 5 because by 5 the sun is up. It's true.
Do we want to tell them about this? So
we have a
we
confession
are
or something?
3 hours apart, Renee and I are. And I'll wake up and I'll think it's like really, really early. And I've already got a message from her on my phone. And
I'm
like,
behind 3 hours. I'm behind you, 3 hours behind you. So,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
But
So it'll
I
be like
love
7:30 my time, 4:30 in the morning her time.
who else can I text at 4:30 in the morning? But you, Kerry.
People in Maine. People in Maine.
Maine. I know. I can't bother my West Coast people, so I'll go bother Kerry because I know she's up. All right. So I just love this little video. Those are all the relaxing. Now, those tips are just like, oh, yeah, my summer is just going to be so easygoing and calm and relaxing. And but really, what is summer actually like for most of us already? I know for us, I mean, the kids, if they're doing less schoolwork or they're not into their big activities yet, so you're going to entertain them. So you're going to be doing a lot of this. This is a little bit more. We're not sipping drinks over by poolside. Which, by the way,
big cups of tea.
Yeah, I was going to also just mention that even, you want your mojito or whatever, but that's also going to be very dehydrating to your skin. So as you thought you're going to go on some beachside and just sip and drink your alcoholic drinks, just be careful because that will also dehydrate you. Yeah. Just have your water, have a lot of water. So what is happening a lot, though, is that you've got camping and traveling and swimming and all of that. I think we need to do some giveaways because I want to know from you. Okay, this is something for the chats, and I'm kind of putting Kerry in charge of keeping track of the chats here. How many of you have exfoliated in the past 2 weeks? And say what you did. Like, did you use some kind of scrub? What made you think you should? So if you've exfoliated in the past 2 weeks, anytime, put that in the chats just for fun. Okay, so that's one question. We're going to do, I meant to do these actually as I was talking and I forgot, but this is going to be, oh, Amy, go. Wow, and Elizabeth. Okay, good. And I'm putting Kerry in charge of choosing we're going to give what did we say, Kerry? I think we're going to give a $10 gift card. Is that what we said?
I think we are. Yes.
I don't think it was more than that. So I went on the higher end. Carrie's going to choose. Oh, this is so good because now I'm getting ideas like, all right. Oh, yes.
Wow,
oh, yeah, we do have that's right. We had the coffee soap scrub at Mother's Day time. So that has the coffee grinds in it, which is great as an exfoliator. A facial scrub. That works though,
Yeah.
Connie. That counts. Oh, goody. Okay, Nicole. Okay, I don't know what an exfoliating glove is. So Elizabeth.
So it's probably kind of like loofah-like, isn't it?
Oh, okay. If
Yeah.
it's actually something you put on your own, oh, like an actual glove with the loofah somehow embedded into it. Oh, that's kind of handy. Okay. Okay, I love these answers. And while Kerry is thinking about that, I've got another question. So I want to know from you, any of you, how much water do you think you are drinking a day? Okay, so a water, I don't know, water bottles are so many different sizes. So okay, so Erica says that the sugar and essential oil is with the exfoliating gloves, so that's good. Nice. Okay, so how much? Elizabeth says maybe 60 ounces a quart. You got to do the math on that, Carrie, as you're deciding, however you want to decide. But how much, basically, yeah, how much water do you think that you drink a day? And then put that in the chat. Oh, Josie, wow, that's good. 100 ounces. Half a gallon. Woohoo! All right. And then one more question. So we're coming up with 3. Carrie, do you have any idea on the first gift card you want to give away?
Wow. I'm trying to keep up with everybody.
I'm glad it's you, not me. I'm not
Awesome.
putting this on me.
I'm getting awesome answers. All right. I have one for the first one.
Okay. And the winner
The winner is, wait a minute. I got to make sure that we don't have 2 of them. Yep. All right. The first one is Natalie Wolf.
Woohoo! Natalie, there's a way in the chat, or you can reach out to hello@hardlotion.com. Either way, you'll get to Carrie. Give her your email address, and then we will send an e-gift card to you. So if you want to do that in the chat, which Carrie, that means you'll have to copy and paste that real quick. And then that's yay. And then Carrie, I know I'm keeping you really busy, but while you are thinking of the second winner and you're getting Natalie's information, I'm going to ask the third question for the third gift card giveaway. We were talking about getting your beauty sleep. So who sleeps in a completely darkened room? And I want you to prove to us that your room, or your, however you want to say it, I mean, you are in a darker space than everybody else on this call. So who here sleeps in a completely darkened room? How do you do it?
I win.
No, you can't. Oh, I know what you're going to say. Don't say what you're going to say, Carrie.
I won't say it.
Okay. Oh, street lights near me. I know. Actually, we actually have access to seeing the stars at night and the moon. And so I like to see the stars and the moon at night. All right. So come up with your, how you keep your room or your space in a very dark room. What you do so that you get like total darkness when you sleep. All right, Carrie, let me know when you have the second winner.
All right. We are gonna go with Jane Wood.
Okay, woo-hoo! Jane. Woo! Jane, make sure that you get Carrie your information.
There you go.
And then there's one more that you have to choose. In the meantime, while you guys are answering the third question, we're going to do a bigger giveaway at the very end, and that's going to be our Summer Skin Fix-It Kit. So here are your instructions. I want you to, as we're talking about the products, this is where you are going to see if you qualify. And this is okay, by the way, this is in addition to the giveaway that we have going on. And Carrie, I know you're busy, so I'm just going to see if I can get the link to it.
So what do you want me to do the link?
If you have it handy, the link to the giveaway. So we have the official giveaway that we've had going on this week. We're going to choose that person tomorrow, but we're also going to give away the same item, which is the Summer Fix-It Kit. We're going to talk about what's in it in just a second, to somebody in the room today. So if you want to win this, go do the official giveaway on the link that's either in your email.
There you go.
And by the way, Erica, I think your messages are coming just directly to me. So there's a way you can actually, instead of direct message your answers to me, you could do it to the group. That way Kerry sees it. Okay, so you could do the giveaway that Kerry just put the link in there for. And then as I'm talking, and Kerry and I are both going to chat about what's in the summer skin fix-it kit. Here's your question. So this is bring everybody back into paying attention to this. You're going to tell us which of the following products you feel that you're going to get the most out of this summer. In other words, how bad is your skin? If there's something that I'm pulling out of this bag and I'm describing it, maybe giving you an extra tip of how to use it. If you think that, oh yeah, that's the product I really need, I'm going to get the most out of it this summer, leave that in the chat box. So if it's your feet that are really bad, if it's your hair that's really bad, whatever it is, then leave that as a comment in the chat. And then Kerry gets to be the one to decide who wins on that one. Kerry, did we choose 3 or did I just give you 2 so far?
So we just did 2 so far.
Okay, so the third one is about the darkening room. Is there anybody that you think, oh yeah, that person needs or gets, no, deserves, not needs, but deserves?
Deserves what I use? Yes, they do, but we don't have one of those to give away.
And you could tell, did anybody answer that one? I could just say it now, right? You've got your answer?
Wait a minute. All right. Amy.
Is it AIMEE, Amy? Is that the Amy?
It is AIMEE.
Okay, Amy, yay, you win the third $10 gift card. So make sure you give Kerry either at hello@hardlotion.com or direct message her your email and she'll get that out to you. We'll give her some time. She might get it out to you in a couple hours, right? Okay.
So wait a minute. Do you guys want me to share my favorite?
Oh yes, Kerry, did anybody say that that's what they use? Because I was trying to imply that that could be an answer because that it just needs to be dark to your eyes. What do you do, Kerry?
So my favorite is, so I have the room darkening ones, but my favorite is an eye mask.
I should have had you go run and get it to show us, but you have an eye mask.
Go get it, but I use an eye mask and love, love, love it. It has changed my sleep. I even convinced my husband to start wearing one too. Yay. And now there's just kind of a running joke at night when we put all of our stuff on, our face mask. I got my mouth guard and he's got his CPAP and his face mask and yeah. So
that's so cute.
And it's just so helpful because like you said, lots of people have night lights either for kids or for animals or for getting up in the middle of the night because
or street lights,
the street lights. Those lights on. Mm-hmm. Yep. And it's great for traveling. Like, you know, when you go into a hotel or somebody else's house that you can't necessarily control their lighting, pop on your sleep mask and boom.
And Marianne says, I sleep on my stomach, so eye mask is hard to wear. That was one of the questions I asked Kerry when she was telling me about that. Can you sleep on your stomach and use it? Or does it feel like it's poking you or something?
I have the type that has like, it's got little like gel pockets for your eyes. And it works great. And yeah, I do sleep on my stomach. So
okay, there you go. Okay, thank you for those tips. Okay, so we have we're going to rush through this, Kerry. Ready? We got 10 minutes left to talk about the summer skin fix-it kit. Okay. Can you put that in the chat too? If somebody wants to see, like we're going to go through this kind of fast. So if you want to see what's in it and you want to go straight to the actual product page on the store site, it should be easy to find if you even just go to store.hardlotion.com. I made it a little bit easier to find. At the top, there's a link. But first of all, what I just really love about this is we got these bags, and I was the one insisting we need to package this in a bag. Like, you know, when we've done the Mother's Day boxes, Father's Day boxes, we've had them in a box, which is great for gift giving, but we're traveling, we're moving around a lot. You can reuse this for anything you want. You can give this, you know, if you already have tons of little tote bags like this that you use your products in, that's fine. You could just reuse give the something in here as a gift to dad for Father's Day. You know, if it's that you don't care about the bag. Personally, it was so much easier to ship and package in a bag than just a box. So there you go. I'm going to, Carrie, do you have the pumice soap handy? Because I know Carrie's going to talk about the pumice soap because she totally uses the pumice soap a lot with her gardening hands.
Yes. Sorry, I was just
I
writing
do
down an email, but I've got it. All right.
And it comes wrapped, so it's a half size bar. Well, it'll still last a while.
We have the lovely pumice soap.
And Rebecca's got it down in chat. She's saying which ones that she would use the most frequently and why. So those of you who want to enter the little giveaway during the webinar, put stuff like what Rebecca's saying. So she's already jumping on. Hey, Marianne is jumping ahead to talk about the second light hair butter already. Okay, Carrie, take it away.
So anyhow, love the gardening brush and the pumice soap. And what I've really loved about it this year is, you know, we kind of talked about it a little bit the other day, was the fact that I have 8 baby chickies right now. Actually, I think they're considered poulets at this point, but 8 chickens, and having my hands in the with the chicken stuff all the time is just gross. So this is, I love the fact that it's got tea tree oil in it, spearmint, peppermint, all the great essential oils that are good for antibacterial, antimicrobial, antifungal, all that stuff. I use this to wash my hands after I clean the chickens and come in from the garden. The nail brush gets right in under the nails. Sometimes I'll use it on my feet as well if I get dirt on my toes. And so I also use it on my heels as well. It's very helpful. So that is definitely my new fave for the summer.
You could still even use this on your skin. Somebody asked if it was can be used like a dry skin brush, which is really good for circulation. And yeah, you can. It feels nice. It's not going to irritate your skin. If it does, don't use it for, but it's soft, but it's enough to get the dirt out from under your fingernails. So that's really nice. Okay, so those are the two, pumice and nail brush. That's called a fingernail brush. You can also, as I was saying, you can use the soap as an exfoliator in the shower, just probably not on the face. It's going to be a little bit too rough for your face. And then the next one is the Bee Silk lotion bar. I think most people, if you are a customer, you've already tried this. So this is the Bee Silk lotion bar, just the 3 ingredients: shea butter, beeswax, and coconut oil. And what you might want to use it for, especially in the summertime, is if you're going to go swimming and you want to just put some on your heels or something before you go swimming, or your hands and feet, and get that really good into your skin. It's going to protect from some of the chlorine and so on. So the Bee Silk hard lotion bar. I'm going to jump ahead and also say that the Bee Silk Junior is also the difference. Let me explain the difference between those two if you haven't tried these two products before. The Bee Silk Junior is softer. It has less beeswax in it. It has a lot more shea butter. So the difference between the two is that this is slightly softer. So if you have a child, especially, I think probably the most used product for people who have children with eczema is going to be Bee Silk Junior, because it's loaded with shea butter, and that's what helps. That's the ingredient that helps the most with eczema. And that is, and then it's easy to apply to the entire body. I like this, I like the bar. If you've got the finger splits and the heel splits, the bar is really better for that, because there's a lot more beeswax. So it's going to protect your skin longer. It's going to stay in the skin longer. So between the two, it's kind of dependent on the use, but the ingredients are exactly the same. You just have less beeswax, more shea butter in this, and you have equal amounts of the ingredients in this. So 2 different purposes. And then my alligator legs, I use the Bee Silk Junior on the alligator legs. And after that one spray tan I told you guys about earlier, she said definitely need to like use it all over body lotion. I used it for that, and my skin felt really good, and it didn't break up the look of the spray tan, thank goodness. So those are 2. Do you have anything on that, Carrie, that I missed?
Random question.
Yeah.
So are you all done with the slideshow? Because we can stop screen
Yes,
sharing
I
that.
am. And thank you
Yeah.
for reminding me. What do I have here? That was the last
There you
one.
go.
So are we back?
We
Full
are
screen
back.
here.
We are back.
Okay, thank you for that.
No problem.
So that's,
All
now we're
right.
going through, those of you who want to keep tight, I know there's a lot of comments. I'm not really going to read them quite yet. So Kerry will keep track of that.
I am.
Then another product we have in the kit is the foot rub stick. And this is great. Oh, Kerry, I think you were saying something about this for your swimmers.
Yes. So I spend a lot of time on a pool deck, which is gross. Okay, so and we'll talk about how the foot rub stick is different than the lotion bar. So the actual, yeah, wait a minute. There we go. It actually is the same product. This just contains some different essential oils and it's in a stick form. Because a lot of people actually like to just rub it on the area that they want. And I I prefer to like I'm really tactile. I like to get my hands in everything and like rub it all in. And so, but other people don't like to touch the product, so they really like the sticks that they can just put it on the problem areas and then just be done with it. So that's the thing with this. But I really like this for I put it on before I put my flip-flops on because I don't even like if anything splashes on it, I don't want to catch anything. So this has got things like the black pepper, the tea tree. What
And
else
the
is in here?
black pepper, tea tree, and peppermint.
Yeah,
It smells really good. I really
it
like
does.
the smell of that one. Yeah. So that's
Mhm.
that's good for all the properties that you were talking about. So we got the B-Silk Junior. So knowing that that is easier to apply to a larger skin mass like the legs, and then the bug block. And the bug block. A couple of tips about the bug block is that it's kind of the positive and negative. The positive is that it doesn't have any kind of date. It's all natural. There's only essential oils in there. Sometimes what you'll notice that after you apply the bug block, mosquitoes will kind of hover, but they don't land. And that's one of the interesting things about that, because we did all kinds of tests on that, is that they sometimes it's annoying because you might hear them buzzing around, but they don't land and they don't bite, and then they do seem to go away. So it's a little bit different. Whereas I feel like some of the more chemically um, bug repellents overtake. Like if you're trying, it's just like if you're trying to have a barbecue and you're eating your hamburgers and somebody's spraying their stuff on, it's bleh. But you don't, the bug block is not going to it's not going to overpower you with the smell. It is a much more intense smell, but it smells good. It smells like camping to me because I think probably the cedar wood in it. So the citronella and there's cedar wood in it that help, and rosemary is a third, that help keep the mosquitoes away. But you do need to apply it. And so it's going to be like a lotion, applying a lotion, but it's nourishing to the skin at the same time.
I'm not sure about the black flies. There is not much that works with black flies other than mosquito netting. That's about,
Right.
because we get them really, really bad here from about Mother's Day to Father's Day. So they're just about done here.
And don't expect it either for ticks. I get questions like that too. Like, will it get rid of repel the ticks? I wish it would, but it doesn't seem to necessarily do it. Yeah, rely on something else besides for ticks. But it's conditioning your skin at the same time when you do have those mosquito issues. Then we also have the hair butter, and that is something that will help to protect your hair. Just use a little bit though. I think sometimes people will apply too much to their hair and then it looks greasy. So if your hair type is already tends to be dry and coarse, it's perfect for that. It's, you just rub it into your skin, to your hands, and then apply it. You can use it as a styling agent. I do that with my husband and my sons when they let me. It's great to style their hair with, and it'll stay. If you have thin, fine hair, which I have, I tend to not really use the hair butter on my own hair because it does, I don't need it. It's like my hair is already going to be naturally greasy. So I personally don't need the hair butter. You can also use it though on your arms and legs. It doesn't really matter. It's the same ingredients as the bee silk, completely different proportions though. And then a little bit of an orange essential oil added to it.
That's what I that's what I was doing with my poor ponytail that was hanging out of my baseball cap in the sun. Was I was taking some of the Second Life hair butter and kind of working it in and then tucking it all up, and it kind of
Yeah, it will
kept
add
it.
that. It's a
Yes, it,
condition. It's like a leave-in conditioner for some people who, if that's the kind of hair you need a conditioner for, then it works great for that.
Josie is asking if it helps with the frizz, and yes, it does help
Yes,
with the
and I would
frizz.
recommend go look at the reviews because you're gonna get exactly what we have. So many different hair types, and so on the reviews on the Second Life hair butter page, just go do a search at the top, or you can go click the all products and find the Second Life hair butter. You will find so many reviews of different hair types. So yes, for frizz for sure, for curly hair, yes. My mother-in-law, like of all of our products, that's the one that she uses the most. So she goes through that stuff like crazy. And if your hair is the type that as soon as you walk out of the shower, it's dry, like it's like so dry that it actually physically dries that fast, you would be a good person to use the hair butter. So and just kind of maturing as we get older, and if your hair is drying out more and more, it would be good. I'm sure pretty soon mine was going to need it because as I'm getting older and my hair type is changing. As a kid, I was always the oily, greasy, and all. And I'm sure it also depends on what you eat too. Maybe that affects how your hair is too. But
Elizabeth is asking, is it good for curly hair?
yeah,
Absolutely. I don't use it as much because I have very fine, I'm curly, but I'm very fine.
yeah,
Um, and let's see. Yeah, so the answer to Leah there. As far as Erica, when you were asking about the fleas in your puppy, just randomly because I'm an animal person. Diatomaceous earth can be helpful. Um, you just need to make sure that you cover your face with a mask so you're not inhaling it while you sprinkle it around the outside and even the inside. But you're gonna want to get a handle on it really fast because as soon as it gets warm and muggy, those things are just gonna multiply. So you might just have to have him dipped and bomb the house. So unfortunately, that's
yeah.
kind of yucky, but
And Leah, you're asking about the fine hair. Yeah, see, it depends if you feel like you need it because it's dry but fine. You could just try a little bit on it. It's just you have to kind of find your amount without going
yeah,
overboard
the
on
sweet
that.
spot.
So yeah, that's great. Thank you, Carrie, on the advice. And then we also have the orange cocoa. So we have the orange cocoa. Some of you might remember that we had it at Christmas time in the lotion bar scent. And so now we also have it in the lip balm. And this may just be temporary. So if you want it, right now it's not in the store yet as a lip balm option. I will probably add that when I have time, but right now it's in the bag. So if you want that, it's in the bag. You can email me and kind of remind me to say, hey, you said you might add it, and we will. But also,
Yeah.
there you go. If you have, let's say you want to buy this for your father for Father's Day, or a grad or a bride, then we also have not just the bag that it comes in, but there's also, I wanted to make sure that if you're going to use this for gift giving and someone's not someone's not used to our products, or they don't know what a lotion bar is, because we don't want them to use it as soap. It's not a soap. Then I have the little how to use it and what's in it instructions for you. So anyway, that is something that is going to come in the bag, explaining what's in it. So they'll have that too. Is that everything did we cover everything there? Oh, no, we did
Oh,
not.
we
Oh,
didn't.
you know what I'm going to say, don't you? I was really excited about this. I don't know about you, but I am always digging at the bottom of my purse looking for my lip balm when I need it. So I went and found a lip balm holder maker, somebody who makes these, and I have 50 of them to give out to the first 50. We've already been selling the kits. So Josie, thank you. Oh, Josie, I think Josie, didn't last year you give me a picture of your boyfriend with our products? I think I recognize your name. And I think you sent me one. It might have been another Josie, but anyways, I love, by the way, photos, please send us photos, right, Kerry?
Yeah,
We
send me
love
photos.
Yes. Of your,
I give
you or a
points.
child. Yeah. Kerry gets extra points for getting on. Okay. Let me go back to this. So a lip balm holder. And this has this, it's really easy to, I've purchased one of these before that the little hook was really hard to open. This is not, it's really easy. So I mean, you could even put it on the end of your bag. I have it attached to my purse, so it's easy to get to. What I like, it's kind of easier to actually detach it and then use it on your lips. So if you have somebody like, you want to get it for dad, and he's got a bunch of keys on his keychain, and adding this is not going to matter because he's got a gazillion things on there anyway, then you know he's going to be using his lip balm. So this works great. This obviously fits all the different lip balms that we have, so it doesn't have to be just the orange, but that's something that we're adding to the first 50 orders. I don't know, we might decide to bring more on later in the summer, but if you want to get on that now, I would recommend that you get that while we still have some. So, okay. In the meantime, Kerry, I'm going to have you look at choosing
What am I
somebody.
doing now?
You're going to choose somebody. Oh, we're 5 after on my end. So we want to
Oh my
get
goodness.
I know.
Wow.
It went by fast. If anybody has questions, feel free. Kerry's going to just choose a winner. And again, don't hesitate to go and enter our summer Fix It Kit giveaway. If you can't find the link, just scroll up in chat. It's in there. And if you want the link to the summer kit, something else, and you guys can private message me this, I would love to know if having short webinars every now and then on topics that you're interested in, let me know. Just email me, reneehardlotion.com, or Kerry@hello@hardlotion.com, and we'll take suggestions of topics. I'm very, very interested in a aging course. So I've been doing a ton of research on that. I'm turning 50 next month, so it's definitely something that's on the front of my mind, constantly. And Kerry and I talk about that all the time too. Oh, okay. Why did we not include the Simply Soothing? Here's a tip. Kerry said the same thing.
I know.
For one thing, I just took everything out of the bag, but let me tell you, I kept telling Kerry, it's getting too full. It's not going to fit. We can't pack it in there.
And then I repacked it.
She had to actually repack it with everything that's in here. Honestly, nothing else can fit in here. So we did have to, we took advice from people. We asked, what would you want in it? And we took their advice, and it's about as much as we could possibly pack in here. And so, but let me give you a tip though. Those of you who have the Simply Soothing rash cream in the stick form, we also have them in the tin. I can't sell, unfortunately, any kind of sunscreen. I mean, I could, but it costs a lot of money to get that all approved, because obviously you're dealing with people's lives and potential skin cancer. So it's super highly regulated. We chose not to go down that road. So I'm just going to say this as you just at your own risk. Zinc oxide is in your average sunscreen. So zinc oxide is what protects the skin from the sun. And our Simply Soothing Rash Cream has zinc oxide. It's not a ton. So, if I would just use it as a quick, oh my goodness, I'm out, I have nothing, I have no sunscreen, and we're spending more time out at the lake than we thought we would, I would use a Simply Soothing for that. But at the same time, just be aware that it is not an approved sunscreen, and it's not going to have a whole lot of SPF, but as a last minute thing, it's something that I have used. I'll just put it that way.
And I'm not the owner, but it is not my last minute thing. It is my first thing and my only thing. And that's what I use. So,
yeah. And it's also something that's good for, people use it for bug bites and so on. So, heat rashes on the face and neck. Yeah.
It is very
well, maybe
good
if we do this
too.
again next year, we'll do it we'll get a bigger bag. We could do that too. We could
just get one with wheels on it. Right?
Well, and just the things that we have to think about when we are putting these packages together is the weight, the shipping weight, because the minute you cross that line into something that is going to be more than so many ounces, we have to pay an extra $2 to $3 in shipping to ship it out. And so, we're trying to keep that shipping, our own shipping costs low enough that we can't put too much. And soap costs the most because it weighs so much. So that's why we don't put full bars in, and also because that's something that we pay somebody else to do. So anyway, there's always, oh, happy birthday, Erica. Yay, 2 days ago. I want to ask you how old you are. I said how old I'm going to be, but I want to ask you.
So she's saying happy birthday to you.
I know, but she said her birthday was 2 days ago, though. So I'm just saying happy birthday back. Okay, and Mary is using it on a steam burn on her arm. Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yikes. Yeah, it does. It works a lot on rash. And we had, my kids, sometimes they'll get a rash from being at the pool or the lake. We're not, we're kind of at both simultaneously. And so it's good to just try it on any kind of rash. It doesn't always work. Good. Karen is just a teeny bit younger than me. So yay, Karen. Okay. Did you find somebody, Kerry?
I did. I have to make sure that I've got the right last name. All right. Okay, you ready? Drum roll, please. My drum roll. All right, drum roll, please. Jeanette Kwong.
Yay! Woo! All right, go and yes, go and give Kerry your information, your email, and you can just leave it in her direct message and chat if you want to, Jeanette, if that's easier. Probably on our email list, I could look you up there too, but we'll make sure to get that out to you today. So today, please, actually, there's one thing you all can do for me. It would be to share our giveaway with people you think might be interested. I don't want to, trouble anybody who's not interested, but if you think that people might be interested in entering that giveaway, that is just a great way for us to get people on board with our products, and then they can have a chance to win. Or, oh, one more thing. Okay, sorry, you guys, I know you all have to go, but one more thing that we wanted to tell you, two things actually. This week, because we usually do these things weekly, the lavender lotion bar, the pocket size one, is a freebie on any order over $45. You don't need any discount codes. So you can just, once you hit $45, that's going to get added to your cart automatically. So if you have your own rewards codes to use, you can use those. I think it should still be added no matter what. I don't think that's going to, anyways, it should all work. And then secondly, Kerry, what was my second thing? 20% off.
There you go. Discount code.
Remind me. Discount code from now until Monday. So
I was just supposed to remind you to hit record.
That's true. And we are recording. By the way, we're recording this, this is so that people who missed it and have the replay will be able to see it. Yeah. So if you want anything in the store, what's the code, Kerry? Do you have it right there?
The code, let me get it and put it in the
20% off anything. So it's not even if you just buy the kit, but if there's anything that you want in the store, you lasted this entire webinar. You have like another 30 seconds to grab the code, and then you get to go on with your day. Whoops. I can probably see if I can find it here.
Oh, no, I have it.
Okay, got it. Summer webinar, all one word, right? Thank you, yep. Leah. You guys let us know if you want more of these, because we can do all kinds of topics. I like researching stuff. So there it is. Kerry's put it in there. Summer webinar will give you 20% off anything in the store from now through the weekend. And that still includes, because our Summer Fix-It kit has that discount on it. Let me see how much is. You save $14 on the kit, right, as it is right now. So, and then you would also get the free lavender lotion bar. So really, if you're thinking about this, you're on the fence, I would get this today, anytime between now and Monday, as far as gift giving and so on. You'll get it by Father's Day. Feel free, if you're like, I really need this by Father's Day, I'm gonna get nervous that it won't arrive in time, just email me or leave a note on the order. My son is the one who ships everything out, and we'll make sure, but you can always email me personally, and either I or Kerry will get back to you to make sure that everything you need is there. So thank you, Carrie. You got everybody, all the winners' email
Yes,
addresses and stuff.
one of the ladies said that we should do this for the winter
Oh, we should.
kit as well.
Yep. Should we put the rash cream in the winter kit too? Thank you, Rebecca. Rebecca's been with us forever too. All of these familiar names, you guys, it means so much to you. I don't even know if we can.
I would have everything in the store in one bag.
Oh
So
boy. I don't think
which
my
is, you
shipping
know,
person would appreciate that.
I know. I'm a lip balm addict. Like I do the show this to Renee before, but just at my desk, I have like several different made on lip balms like right in my desk drawer because one never knows what mood they're going to be in, you know? So you have to have, yes, one of everything.
Give yourself I love these ideas. And one other thing that Kerry and I talked about too is, you know, we have when we ship our soap, they come in those little bags similar to the same kind of fabric, but it's got the little drawstring on it. And so Kerry was saying, you know, those are great reusable bags because you don't really, some people don't want to throw them away, but those are great reusable bags if you are going to give to somebody. And I know you all know, I hope you know that there's that sample page. If you can't find it in the store, but where you can add a free sample, just go do a search for freebie, FREEBIE. It should show up in the search. I think it shows up in the search. Okay, anyway, another thing that you can just tell me if you can't find it. And at the bottom of my emails, I'll typically say where to find it. But anyway, so sometimes those of you who get the little free samples of Lotion Bar, you want to share it with somebody, the little heart-shaped ones, put them in the little soap bag, add a couple things that maybe you don't use that you want to pass on because, you know, if you don't need every single thing that's in this bag and you want to just break up the bag and give it to friends or something, it's perfect for that. So thank you, Peggy. Yes, so many familiar names. And Mary and yes, Peggy Fry, you're kind of in somewhat, new. I guess a year is a long time, but Peggy is great. She emails me different things every now and then. So, okay, well, we will let you know. Let you go. We'll let you go. We'll let you know the winners. We're gonna tomorrow is when we have the names picked for the giveaway and
the giveaway, yes.
Yeah, the main giveaway. And we'll hopefully send out a replay of everything recorded correctly, which I think it did. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of fun to do this. And then give us ideas, honestly, give us ideas on if we were to get together on, I already convinced Kerry that I think we have fun, so we can do more.
We do have fun. This is a blast. I love hanging out with everybody that enjoys Made On as much as we do. Yes. And there's always plenty fun tips to share. I've always enjoyed the little Made On hacks and what different things you can use them for.
Mm-hmm. We could do a whole thing just on the hacks. Yep.
We could. We'll
do that next time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We'll do that for the winter.
Well, goodbye, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.
Ooh. All right. Thank you so much.